Namaste everyone. Today I'm before you to discuss paper 5 practical expected Viva questions. Okay. You may get the question like what are PBR 322 plasmids or list the cloning vectors. Okay. If they ask, give the list of cloning vectors, you can say PBR 322, PUC 19 or PUC vector, M13 vector, lambda phage, then cosmids, then yeast artificial chromosome, then bacterial artificial chromosome, all that you can give example. Okay, now let us go to the vector here, PBR322. Okay, this PBR322 is a plasmid and was one of the first widely used E. coli cloning vector created in the year 1977 in the laboratory of Herbert Boyer at the University of California, San Francisco. Okay, and it was named after the postdoctoral researchers who disconstructed it. Here in PBR 322, P stands for plasmid, BR stands for Bolivar and Rhodes-Ziegers, and 322 was the number given where they constructed that particular uh, vector. Okay, next one is PUC 19. Here PUC 19 is one of the series of plasmid cloning vectors. When I say here series of plasmid cloning vector, there are so many other number of PUC vectors. Okay, it was created by Joachim Messing and co-workers. The designation PUC is derived from the classical P prefix, that is denoting plasmid, and the abbreviation for the UC, that is University of California, where early work on the plasmid series had been conducted. Okay, next one is electrophoretic techniques. So now let us understand what is this electrophoresis. Electrophoresis is a technique used to separate macromolecules based on size under the influence of electric current. Okay, the technique is used to separate proteins, DNA, and RNA analysis. Okay, it's not like only you'll get these questions, these are some expected questions. Now let us go through GM. Okay, in short, you understand the full form of GM or GMO. Okay, when a gene from one organism is purposely moved to improve or change another organism in a laboratory, the result is genetically modified organism. Okay, GM means that is genetically modified, whereas GMO that is genetically modified organism. It is also sometimes called transgenic. Why transgenic? Because we have introduced purposely some other gene into that organism. So it's a transgenic. Transgenesis will happen in that particular organism. Okay. It is also sometimes called transgenics for the transfer of genes. There are different ways of moving genes to produce desirable traits. For both plants and animals, one of the more traditional ways is through selective breeding. For example, a plant with a desired trait is chosen and bred to produce more plants with the desirable trait. More recently, with the advancement of technology, is another technique. This technique is applied in the laboratory where genes that express the desired trait is physically moved or added to a new plant to enhance the trait in that plant. Okay, plants produced with this technology are transgenic. Often, this process is performed on crops to produce insect or herbicide resistant plants. They are referred to as genetically modified crops, that is GM crops. Okay, so here if you keep in your mind this particular what is GMO, that will be more than enough. Okay, now let us go through here PCR. PCR stands for polymerase chain reaction, which was developed by Carey Mullis in the year 1980s. Okay, uh, PCR is based on using the ability of DNA polymerase to synthesize new strand of DNA complementary to the offered template strand. Okay, PCR is a polymerase chain reaction. Okay, it is now found to be a revolutionary technique in molecular biology. Okay, this PCR can also be known as people's choice reaction. In this PCR, we have three steps. Okay, first one is denaturation, annealing, and extension. At different temperature, this PCR will work. Next one, let us go through restriction, digestion. Restriction digestion is the process of cutting DNA molecules into smaller pieces with the a special enzyme called restriction endonucleases. You must keep in your mind the job of the restriction endonuclease is to cut the DNA molecules. Okay. Now let us go through electroporation. Okay, what is this electroporation? The action or process of introducing DNA or chromosomes into bacteria or other cells using what? Pulse of electricity to open the pores in the cell membranes is known as electroporation technique. You can also keep in mind this electroporation technique is also a vectorless mediated gene transfer. By using the high pulse of electricity, we are introducing the desired gene into the cell without using the vector. Electroporation, under the influence of electric current, we are making the pore, and through that pore, within a fraction of time, our gene will enter. Okay. Next one is microinjection. This microinjection is also one of the vectorless method of gene transfer. Okay, what is this microinjection? Microinjection is a technique of delivering foreign DNA into a living cell. That may be a cell, maybe an egg or oocyte or embryos of animals. Okay, how? Through a glass micro pipettes. Now let us go through clinofragment. DNA polymerase first, that is large clino fragment, is a proteolytic product. Proteolytic means they are going to lyse the protein molecules. Proteolytic product of E. coli DNA polymerase first, which retains polymerization and 3' to 5' exonuclease activity, but has lost 5' to 3' hexanuclease activity. Okay. Clino retains the polymerization fidelity of the holoenzyme without degrading 5' termini. That is nothing but clinofragment. So full form of IPTG, isopropyl beta D1 thiolactopyranosite. I stands for isopropyl, okay, IP, that is isopropyl, T, that is thio, G, that is nothing but the galactopyranosite. What is cos site? Cos site can be seen in the cosmid. Okay. So in the cosmids, you can see the presence of cos sites plus plasmid that becomes cosmids. Okay. DNA sequences are originally from the lambda phage. Now, hereditary material, that is the DNA. Okay, what is the full form of DNA? Deoxyribose nucleic acid. Next one is here, let us go through southern blotting. So, you may get here the questions, list the different blotting techniques. That time you should mention southern blotting, northern blotting and western blotting. Now, let us go through here what is southern blotting. Southern blotting was developed by E.M. Southern. Okay. This technique of southern blotting is one of the most important methods used in molecular biology. Okay, in southern blotting, DNA is transferred from a gel to a nitrocellulose membrane. This you need to underline. Nitrocellulose membrane you are going to transfer. That's why it's going, we are going to mention that as a blotting. Blotting nothing but transferring here. Okay, in southern blotting, we are transferring the DNA from the gel to the nitrocellulose membrane for hybridization analysis. Okay, in this technique, the DNA is cut with suitable restriction enzymes and run on a gel. Later, that will be treated with sodium hydroxide, which denatures the DNA to form single strand. Okay, if you write this much for 2 marks or 1 mark southern blotting, more than enough. And underline the nitrocellulose membrane. Okay, the transfer of DNA from agarose gel to the membrane is performed by capillary action. Okay, the gel is placed above the buffer saturated with the saturated filter paper. Okay, the nitrocellulose membrane is placed above the gel and covered by 2 to 3 layers of dry filter paper towel. A flow of buffer occurs through the gel and membrane to the top papers. However, DNA cannot pass through the membrane and is fixed firmly to the paper. The membrane to which the DNA is trapped is then exposed overnight to a solution containing the radio-labeled cDNA probe. The binding of probe to its complementary sequence is then detected by autoradiography. Okay, so this is the information about Southern blotting. Here you can make out the Southern blotting. This is the overall view of the Southern blotting where the gel will be having our DNA molecules. The DNA molecules which are present in the gel will be transferred to the nitrocellulose membrane within overnight. Okay, then what is the significance of Southern blotting? This Southern blotting is useful for detecting major gene arrangements. Okay, this technique plays important role in DNA fingerprint identification of novel gene, identification of structure related genes in the species, etc. Okay, even this is very useful in the forensic science. Now let us go through what are non-renewable resources. The stock of these resources are limited in nature. Okay, non-renewable. Okay, that they are actually limited in nature. These resources, once used, cannot be replaced within a reasonable time. Some of non-renewable resources are soil, forest. Soil we cannot create. Forest also we cannot create. Okay. Then wild animals, minerals, fossil fuels like coal, petroleum, for example. Mineral deposits of fossil fuels are formed slowly over millions of years. If they are once used, cannot be regenerated. Okay, that is known as non-renewable resources. Next question here. Give an example of type 2 restriction endonucleases. Hint 3. Okay. Name the antibiotic. Type 2 restriction enzyme can also give EcoR first. Okay, EcoR1. Name the antibiotic resistance marker in PBR 322. In PBR 322, you can observe ampicillin resistant gene, then tetracycline resistant gene, then you can also see maybe a presence of one in some of the other vectors, maybe a 1 or maybe a 2 can be seen, whereas in this PBR 322 you can see both the ampicillin and the tetracycline gene. What are biofuels? Biofuels are liquid fuels that have been derived from other materials such as waste, plant and animal matter. Those are known as biofuels. The two main types of biofuels are bioethanol and biodiesel. Bioethanol is used as a replacement for petrol and biodiesel is used as replacement for diesel as advantages that include decreased dependence on foreign oils. Its disadvantages include decreased fuel economy. Next, define phytoremediation. Phytoremediation is a bioremediation process that uses various types of plants to remove or transfer, stabilize, and or destroy contaminants in the soil and groundwater. Okay, there are several different types of phytoremediation mechanisms. Who discovered enzymatic method of DNA sequencing? Frederick Sanger. Okay, this Frederick Sanger enzymatic method of DNA sequencing can also be known as DDNTP method. DDNTP stands for dideoxy method of DNA sequencing. Now, what is gasohol? Gasohol generally refers to a mixed blend fuel containing 10% ethanol and 90% of gasoline process, similar to the gasohol fuel. What are primers? Okay, a primer, where you will see these primers, you are going to observe this particular primers in the PCR. Okay, a primer is a short strand of RNA or DNA, generally about 18 to 22 bases, that serves as a starting point for DNA synthesis. It is required for DNA replication because the enzymes that catalyze this process, the DNA polymerases, can only add new nucleotides to the existing strands of DNA if there is a presence of primers. Okay, these primers can be used in PCR mechanism. Name the phosphate solubilizing microorganisms. We can mention here Bacillus, Pseudomonas, Agrobacterium. Next, what are biopesticides? Okay, biopesticides are certain types of pesticides derived from such natural materials as animals, plants, bacteria, and certain minerals. For example, canola oil and baking soda have pesticidal applications and are considered biopesticide. Now coming to shuttle vector. Okay, there are plasmids capable of propagating and transferring genes between two organisms. Okay, for example, E. coli and Agrobacterium tumefaciens. Here two organisms are there. A single vector can replicate in both E. coli also and Agrobacterium tumefaciens also, are known as actually shuttle vector. Okay, it means they can propagate or transfer genes between the two organisms, but same vector which is going to show the dual character. It has unique origins of replication, that is ORI site, for each cell type as well as different selectable markers. Okay, different selectable markers when they are in the agrobacter mutations. The same vector, there will be a presence of E. coli ORI site also and agrobacter mutations site also. But wherever that plasmid shuttle vector will be introduced, there actually they'll start replicating. It can therefore be used to shuttle gene from prokaryotes to eukaryotes. For example, PBIN90. What are conventional fuels? Conventional sources of energy can be described as non-renewable sources of energy that have been used since a long time. Conventional sources of energy are used extensively by mankind, and the magnitude of usage is so high that the reserves have got depleted to a great extent. For example, fossil fuels, coal, hydropower, coal, gas, etc. All this which comes under conventional fuels. Renewable resources. Okay, whereas here renewable resources means these resources are present in unlimited quantity. Okay, in the previous slide we went through the non-renewable, now this is renewable. This renewable resources are present in unlimited quantity in the nature and having the capacity to get replaced by quick recycling through natural cycles. Okay, that may be oxygen in air. In air is renewable resource because it is replaced by the plants by the process of photosynthesis. Some of the other renewable resources are solar radiation, water, and atomic power. However, these resources can be exhausted if used too rapidly by improper management, and they do not get enough time for renewal. Next, what are linkers and adapter? Adapter or a linker is a genetic engineering, is a short chemically a synthesized single stranded or double stranded oligonucleotide that can be ligated to the ends of other DNA or RNA molecules. DDNTP stands dideoxynucleotide triphosphate, which are used in Sanger's dideoxy method of DNA sequencing to produce different lengths of DNA strands for DNA sequencing. Okay, what are DNA ligase? DNA ligase is a specific type of enzyme, a ligase that facilitates the joining of DNA strands together by catalyzing the formation of phosphodiester bond. Okay, two strands of DNA or RNA which are connected through the presence of DNA ligase. What are vaccines? A vaccine is a biological preparation that provides active acquired immunity to a particular disease. A vaccine typically contains an agent that resembles a disease causing microorganism and is often made from weakened or killed forms of the microbe. Okay, its toxins or one of its surface proteins will be used as vaccines. You can also recall here what are recombinant vaccines. A recombinant vaccine produced by inserting the DNA encoding an antigen that stimulates an immune response to the a bacterial or eukaryotic cell. Name two selectable marker genes of PUC19. Ampicillin resistant gene and laxed gene. Okay. You may also get the question that is what are probes? Nucleic acid probe, a DNA probe. Okay. Is a short, long or single stranded DNA that is complementary to a specific recognizing DNA known as DNA probe or nucleic acid probe. Next question, what are fusion protein? Fusion protein are chimeric proteins created through the joining of two or more genes through the joining of originally coded for separate proteins are known as fusion proteins. Enzymes used in PCR, Taq DNA polymerase. By using Taq DNA polymerase, we are able to perform PCR. Okay, that is the extension process. Taq stands for Thermus aquaticus, TAQ. Name two bacteria used in biofertilizers: Rhizobium, Azotobacter, Azospirillum species, or Bacillus species. The recognition site of ECO first, that is GAATTC. Okay, define electrophoresis, that is migration of charged biomolecules under the influence of electric field, known as electrophoresis. Name two organisms involved in bioleaching. Okay, Theobacillus ferroxidans, the Sulfobacillus species, and Pseudomonas species. What is ectomycorrhiza? It is form of symbiotic relationship that occurs between a fungal symbiont and the roots of various plant species. Okay, that is nothing but ectomycorrhiza. Next, what are exhaustible fuels? These are the sources of energy that is limited and cannot be replaced. For example, oil, coal, natural gas. Mention the phases of viral life cycle, lytic cycle and lysogenic cycle. Expand IPTG, isopropyl beta D1 thiogalactopyranoside. Okay, DDT. Okay, that is nothing but dichlorophenoyl phenyl trichloroethane. Okay, commonly known as DDT, is a colorless, tasteless, and almost odorless crystalline chemical compound and organochlorine. It was originally developed as an insecticide. Then it became infamous for its environmental impacts. Expand DDNTPs. We already gone through this one, right? Dideoxynitrogen triphosphate. We are using DDNTPs in DNA sequence. Define biosorption. Biosorption is a process by which a solid holds molecules of a gas or liquid or solute as a thin film. The study of the direction of protein adsorption of two solid surfaces. What are cosmids? A cosmid is a type of hybrid plasmid that contains a lambda phage cos sequences. Cosmids mean there will be the presence of cos site plus plasmid is known as cosmids. DNA sequences are originally from the lambda phage. They are often used as cloning vector in genetic engineering. Cosmids can be used to build genomic libraries. Okay, what is the function of exonuclease? Exonucleases are enzymes that work by cleaving nucleotides one at a time from the end, that is exo. The name suggests exo, that it will be at the end, free ends of that particular DNA fragments of a polynucleotide chain. A hydrolyzing reaction that breaks phosphodiester bonds at either 3' or 5' end. Okay, that is known as exonuclease. Exo means at the end, nucleus means cutting activity. These enzymes which cut the ends of the DNA molecule, maybe a 3' or maybe 5'. What's the full form of SDSP? Sodium dodecyl sulfate polyacrylamide gel electrophoresis. Next, what is pyrolysis? Okay, here pyrolysis is nothing but thermal decomposition of materials at elevated temperature in an inert atmosphere. Okay, it involves a change of chemical composition and is irreversible. The word is coined from the Greek derived elements. Pyro means fire, lysis, that is separating. It means here pyrolysis, there you can see thermal decomposition. Thermal means heat. We are providing the heat to decompose some of the materials at a very elevated temperature in an inert atmosphere. Okay, that is pyrolysis. Next, phytoremediation. This phytoremediation word, which is taken from the ancient Greek, that is phyto meaning plant, and Latin, that is remedium meaning re storing balance. Okay, refers to the technologies that use living plants to clean up soil, air, and water contaminated with hazardous contaminants. Okay, that is about phytoremediation. Genetically modified crops, GM crops, are plants used in agriculture, the DNA of which has been modified using genetic engineering methods. In most cases, the aim is to introduce a new trait to the plant which does not occur naturally in the species. Okay, so this is about genetically modified crops. Next, name any two organisms used in bioleaching of uranium. Okay, bioleaching can involve numerous ferrous ion and sulfur oxidizing bacteria. Okay, including Acidotheobacillus ferroxidans. You need to underline this organism, Acidotheobacillus ferroxidans. I have not underlined, and that should be in italics. Okay, formerly known as Theobacillus ferroxidans, and acetobacillus. The other one is Theobacillus theooxidans, formerly known as Theobacillus theooxidans. As a general principle, ferrous ions are used to oxidize the ore. Okay, mainly Acidotheobacillus ferroxidans. Okay, and Acidotheobacillus theooxidans and Leptospirillum ferroxidans are found to be the most widely used bacteria in the bioleaching process of uranium. Okay, the bioleaching of uranium generally follows indirect mechanism in which bacteria provide the ferric ions required to oxidize. Okay, they ask the question that name any two organism, just mention the two organisms name, that is also sufficient, not necessary any explanation. Then coming to what are biofertilizers. Biofertilizers are the substance that contains microorganisms, living or latent cells. Biofertilizers increases the nutrients of host plant when applied to their seeds, plant surface or soil by colonizing the rhizosphere of the plant. Biofertilizers are more cost effective as compared to chemical fertilizers. Okay, then what are genomic DNA library? A genomic library is a collection of the total genomic DNA from a single organism. The DNA is stored in a population of identical vectors, each containing a different inserts of DNA. Okay, then coming to methanogenic bacteria. Here, these methanogenic bacteria are microscopic organisms that produce methane as a byproduct of their metabolism. Okay, methanogens belong to a group of organisms called archaea, that is more on that later, and are obligate anaerobes or organisms that live without oxygen. Okay, methanogens belong to a fascinating group of organisms known as extrothermophiles. Extrothermophiles are organisms that live in extreme conditions of heat. Biogas. What is biogas? Biogas is the gaseous emissions from anaerobic degradation of organic matter, that may be from plants or animals. Okay, by a consortium of bacteria. Biogas is principally a mixture of methane and carbon dioxide along with other trace gases. Nitrogen fixation. Nitrogen fixation is a process by which free nitrogen is extracted from the atmosphere and converted or fixed into nitrogen compounds, which are plant nutrients, that is fertilizer. In nature, this process is carried out by certain bacteria, okay, present in the root nodules of legumes such as beans and peas, also blue-green algae. Next, coming to VAM, okay, the full form of VAM, vesicular herbuscular mycorrhiza. Vesicular herbuscular mycorrhiza or VAM are the most abundant of a group of symbiotic fungi that infect plant roots. Okay, this worm obtain carbon from their plant host, and usually any generalization about worm is risky, which increase the nutrient and water uptake of their hosts. Some species of worm colonize only particular plant host, while others are less specific. Worm consists of both external and intradical structures, okay, with the most distinctive structures occurring inside the root. A description of worm physiology through is perhaps better started with the external mycorrhizal structures. Then coming to phytoremediation, okay, here phytoremediation, I've already recalled this phytoremediation, right, in this previous slide. You can, if you want to repeat this, phytoremediation is a part of bioremediation process that uses various types of plants to remove, transfer, stabilize, or destroy contaminants in the soil and groundwater, okay, through by using some of the plants. Enrichment of ores by microorganisms is also possible. Microbial ore leaching, that is nothing but bio leaching. Okay, here enrichment of ores by microorganism, that is bioleaching. Microbial ore leaching or bioleaching is the process of extracting metals from ores with the use of microorganisms. Okay, this method is used to recover many different species uh, metals like copper, lead, zinc, gold, silver, and nickel very efficiently, which extract metals when their concentration in the ore is low. Now let us go through what are restriction endonucleases. Restriction endonucleases are enzymes that cleave the sugar phosphate backbone of DNA. Okay, in most practical settings, a given enzyme cuts both strands of double helix DNA within a stretch of just a few bases. Several thousand different restriction endonucleases have been isolated, okay, which collectively exhibit a few hundred different sequences, specificities. Okay, in restriction nuclease enzymes, we have different types, and these restriction nuclease enzyme it recognize the specific sequences. Okay, what kind of specific sequences? Palindromic sequences, which when you will read the sequences that read the same nitrogenous bases from 5 prime to 3 prime or 5 prime 3 prime to 5 prime, that is both backward and forward you are going to get the same arrangement of the nitrogenous bases is known as palindromic sequences. So palindromic sequences recognized by the restriction enzymes. Now coming to what are vectors. A cloning vector is a small piece of DNA, or vector is a small piece of DNA taken from uh, a virus, a plasmid, or the cell of a higher organism, okay, that can be stably maintained in an organism and into which a foreign DNA fragment can inserted for cloning purpose. What are cosmid? A cosmid is a type of hybrid plasmid that contains a lambda phage cause sequences like cos site plus plasmid, which is going to give a cosmids. Here, DNA sequences are originally from the lambda phage. Okay, they're often used as a cloning vector in genetic engineering. Now let us go through Western blotting. Okay, we have three types of blotting techniques: Southern blotting, Northern blotting, and here this is the Western blotting. Western blotting is an important technique used in cell and molecular biology, used to identify specific proteins from a complex mixture of proteins extracted from cells. The technique uses three elements task, that is separation by size, then transfer to a solid support, then marking target protein using a proper primary and secondary antibody to visualize. Okay, so this is about Western blotting. Next one is northern blotting. This technique was developed by Alvin and his colleagues during the year 1979. The northern blot is used to detect presence of a particular mRNA in a sample. In northern blotting, we'll be using DBM paper. Okay, keep that in mind. Southern blotting is the transfer of DNA fragments from an electrophoresis gel to a membrane or support from agarose gel to nitrocellulose membrane, resulting in immobilization of the DNA fragments in the nitrocellulose membrane. What is GMOs? That is genetically modified organism. Is an organism that has had its DNA altered or modified in some way through genetic engineering. In most cases, GMOs have been altered DNA from another organism. Now coming to what is this cDNA library? Okay, cDNA library is a DNA copy synthesized from mRNA. Okay, the enzyme used in is reverse transcriptase, an RNA-dependent DNA polymerase isolated from retrovirus, that is the AMV and MMLV. As with other polymerases, a short double-stranded sequence is needed at the 3' end of the mRNA, which acts as a start point for the polymerase. So what is cDNA here? The cDNA is the complementary DNA which are synthesized from mRNA by using the enzyme reverse transcriptase enzyme, which is the RNA dependent DNA polymerase. They need RNA template, but they synthesize the DNA molecule. Explain the principle behind SDS page. SDS page full form sodium dodecyl polyacrylamide gel electrophoresis is a widely used technique for separating mixtures of proteins based on their size, that is molecular weight. Here, SDS is an anionic detergent, okay, which is used to produce an even charge across the length of the entire proteins that have been linearized, okay, in the DNA in the gel by first loading them into a gel made of polyacrylamide, then applying an electric field to the gel. Okay, then SDS coated proteins are then separated. The electric field acts as the driving force, drawing the SDS coated proteins towards the anode, with larger proteins moving more slowly than small proteins. Now let us go through expression vectors. What are expression vectors? These vectors are engineered so that any cloned insert can be transcribed into RNA and in many instances even transferred into protein, even translated into proteins. We have heard cloning vectors. Cloning vectors are not responsible for the transcription and translation process. Okay, they are only responsible for the replication of the DNA, only DNA replication. Whereas here, as the name suggests, expression vectors. These vectors are responsible for the transcription and translation process of inserted DNA molecule. Okay, cDNA expression libraries can be constructed in specially designed vectors derived from either plasmids or bacteriophages. Proteins encoded by the various cDNA clones within such expression libraries can be synthesized in the host cells, and if suitable assays are available to identify a particular protein, its corresponding cDNA clone can be identified and isolated. Okay, expression vectors designed for RNA expression or protein expression are both are available in the vector system. You must understand here, cloning vectors means only for to clone the DNA molecule to get more number of exact replica of the DNA molecule. Whereas here expression vector um, responsible for the transcription process and also the translation process. Okay, so these are some of the expected viva questions from paper 5. Thank you everyone for watching this video.